All right. What a win. What a game. That was just an absolute blast to watch. The Celtics moved to winning their sixth game in a row, something that I did not think was possible this season that they would be able to accomplish. And during this win streak, they've beaten, with the exception of the Minnesota Timberwolves and sort of the corpse of the Lakers, good teams. So the the win over Denver, the win over Portland, this win, the win against the Knicks. I mean, those are quality wins over quality teams, at teams that are playing well. And the best part is these games have been a blast to watch too. That so many games early in the season, up until about a week and a half ago, or a week ago, have been so painful to watch that have just been like, oh my God, pulling teeth. The Celtics playing bad defense or bad offense or careless with the ball, not making an effort for most of the game. And in these games, this game and the Portland game were two of the best games of the season. I don't care what team you're talking about. That is some entertaining ass basketball, and it was an absolute pleasure to watch tonight, as the Celtics get really just a big win to show that it wasn't a fluke what they were doing out west. And with no Jaylen Brown, they take a team that's been hot in the Warriors, and it's not the Warriors from 3 years ago. I know that, but you're still playing one of the very best players in the league in Steph Curry, and you saw what he can do tonight. I mean, he lit the Celtics up, as he does to, I'm burping, excuse me, as he does to almost every team he plays. I mean, he was unconscious tonight, but that's sort of what you expect. The Celtics were able to withstand the barrage, have Jason Tatum have a barrage of his own, and win the game. 6 wins in a row, beating quality opponents, coming back, hanging in games, taking a team's best punch, and winning. That's what has been missing all year long, is Celtics getting punched in the face, and before this past week or so, they've just gone down like a house of cards. But tonight and during this past win streak, you've seen a much more resilient Celtics team. You've seen a Celtics team that has some fight in them and some dog in them, and a team that isn't just going to lay down and accept what's happening to them and say, we're going to slog towards the end of the season, 1-2-3 Cancun, lose in the first round. So it's such a joy to see the Celtics playing better, because it's really, for me, and I'm sure for all you guys watching, it's miserable when they don't play up to as good as you expect them to play. And this team with Tatum and Brown and Kemba Walker and Marcus Smart, it may not be a championship level team or a championship level roster. I don't think anybody believes that. But regardless of that, they were still playing far worse than what their best pieces would indicate. And during this stretch of 6 games, it's a lot closer to what the expectation was at the beginning of the season, what the Celtics would be. And this was just another example tonight of what they're capable of doing when they play really good basketball. Again, no Jaylen Brown tonight. You didn't play an unbelievable Warriors team, but you played a really hot Warriors team with the hottest player in the league right now, and you survived him having an outstanding game. That's not easy to do in the NBA. When a star player goes off on you, typically the star player wins the game. The Celtics were able to, again, counter with their own star player, Jason Tatum, who is in the best stretch of his career in my mind during this 6-game win streak. He's been playing outstanding. He was outstanding tonight, was every bit as good as Steph Curry was, which is just a great sentence to say. It felt great coming out of my mouth. So yeah, a fun game, exciting game, everything a basketball fan would want. It was great. I'm sure ABC was thrilled to have it on national TV, because it was a great showcase of the NBA, great showcase of some talents. One of the older generation of talent, Steph Curry, the younger generation of talent in Jason Tatum. So a great game for any basketball fan. And yeah, the Celtics have really legitimately turned a corner right now and are playing so much better basketball. And it's just a pleasure to watch what they're able to do when they're executing at a higher level. So let's go into the box score, which it'll include the first career game of Jabari Parker in his Celtics career. And he was really a contributor. We'll get to him in a second, though. Your starters were Shemi Ojeleye, filling in for Jaylen Brown tonight, Jason Tatum, Tristan Thompson, Kemba Walker, Marcus Smart. You got great production out of 3 of your starters, not so good production out of 2 of them. Ojeleye was 21 minutes, 1 of 4 from the floor, 0 of 3 from 3, 2 rebounds, assist and a steal for 2 points. Did not give you much. I question why he was starting. It's maybe just because they didn't have enough bodies, and they didn't feel comfortable putting Langford in again or elevating Pritchard. He had a nice little start to the season, and he's really cooled off since then, and is really giving you nothing. I mean, he's playing okay defense, but he was a -5. He's not worth too much, really. He's a fringe NBA player at this point. Jason Tatum obviously is the player of the game for the Celtics tonight. Every bit as good in my mind as Steph Curry was. He didn't score as many points as Steph Curry. He had 44 to Steph Curry's 47. But Tatum also got a nice double-double with 10 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, only 2 turnovers for Tatum. 40 minutes for him, 16 of 25 from the floor, 5 of 9 from 3. So a very efficient shooting night. 7 of 8 from the free throw line. The free throws picked up late in the fourth quarter. He was getting the line, that's the time to make your money. And that's what Jason Tatum did. He was strong all 4 quarters of this game, and he closed out the game exceptionally. So another superstar level performance from Jason Tatum. Tristan Thompson, not great tonight, filling in for the injured Robert Williams in the starting lineup. 28 minutes for him, 1 of 3 from the floor. Only 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and a block and 2 points. You'd like a little bit more points, certainly more rebounds from Tristan Thompson there, especially because the Warriors aren't a big team. With Wiseman out too, they're really not a big team, and so you would hope Thompson did a little bit better on the boards there. So not an exceptional game from him. Kemba Walker was tremendous tonight. Really great game from Kemba. 26 points for him in 38 minutes. Nice to see him close to that 40-minute mark. That is encouraging. 9 of 20 from the floor, 4 of 11 from 3, so good shooting numbers. 8 rebounds. 3 assists, 2 steals, and as I said, the 26 points for Kemba. He was clutch in this game, hit a massive, massive 3. Good for Kemba. This has got to feel great. He's had a frustrating season, and he was a major contributor to this win. They do not get the win without him. He was their second best player tonight. Marcus Smart, good in the starting lineup. Steph Curry is an impossible task defensively, but Smart had a couple plays where he. That's all you can ask for is a couple plays where you shut him down. It's just an impossible cover. But he contributed offensively too with 16 points in 37 minutes, 9 rebounds for Smart, 6 assists, 2 steals, 3 of 11 from 3, not great. 5 of 15 from the floor, not great. But the other things he did too, adding the 16 points is solid, and getting the 9 rebounds and the 6 assists, that's big. When you're not shooting well, Marcus Smart needs to play good defense and contribute other stuff, and he did that tonight. The bench was better tonight, basically because of 2 people. Jabari Parker, who I mentioned at the top here, he played his first minutes as a Celtic and was impressive. 16 minutes, came in early and played crunch time. He had 11 points, was a +6 on the night, 5 of 6 from the floor, 0 of 1 from 3, 4 rebounds. What was really impressive to me was he's got great footwork down low. You'd like to see maybe if he can expand his range out to the 3-point line, he can be a potent offensive weapon. Everybody knew Jabari Parker could score, which the Celtics desperately need off of their bench. So even if he can just score low in the post, that's something better than what they've had. But what I was most impressed with, and I tweeted this out, was there was a play the Celtics didn't even score on. Parker got in the mix down low in a scrum and got a rebound, which he did a nice job actually on the boards tonight too, and found in the crowd a wide open Grant Williams in the corner who missed the 3. But the court vision to see that in a crowd and making a tough pass, that's impressive to me. So we know Jabari Parker has skills. There's a reason he was the second pick in the draft. There's also a reason he's been, waived and been on 6 different teams. But I think he's the perfect Brad Stevens type of player in that Brad Stevens is able to work with these reclamation projects, whether they be Evan Turner, another former second pick in the draft, Jordan Crawford. He can get skill, get untapped potential. He's able to get that out of players. And while I don't think he's the right coach for the future of this team, what he is really good at is getting something out of a guy like Jabari Parker. You'll see the most out of Jabari Parker that he's capable of doing under Brad Stevens. That's where Brad excels as a coach. And even in his first game tonight, you saw him put Parker in the right positions with the right lineups to be able to succeed. And those 11 points obviously were big. You won 119, 114. You needed those points. So great first impression from Jabari Parker. Your other good guy at the bench tonight, Peyton Pritchard. He shot one from the logo and canned it. He had 11 points as well. 4 of 9 from the floor, 3 of 6 from 3 in 22 minutes, 2 rebounds and assists for him as well. Also a rare block for Peyton Pritchard. Good offense off the bench. I still don't love that they're basically is just saying take threes. I'd like to see him attack the basket more. We've said this a few times, but he's a reliable 3-point shooter, and he was good offensively tonight in a big game. So good for Peyton Pritchard. He also got 24 minutes from Grant Williams. He didn't do much. 2 of 8 from the floor, 0 of 3 from 3, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 4 points. Still not impressive to me at all. Why he's playing so many minutes is hopefully it's just because of injuries. Luke Cornett plays 6 minutes. He finishes 1 of 3 from the floor for 3 points. Just a rebound, nothing there. Romeo Langford, 9 minutes of 1, just an assist on the night. So not a lot from 3 guys on the bench. A lot of good contribution from Pritchard and Jabari Parker. And again, you get the win, 119 to 114. The Celtics move to 31 and 26. The Warriors fall to 28 and 29. And the Celtics are in the midst of their best stretch of the season. Jason Tatum's in the midst of the best stretch of his career, and the Celtics are rolling. It's certainly their future this year looks a lot brighter than it did a week ago, and the first round looks a lot more intriguing than it did. The second round is where the problems will lie. I still don't think, even if the Celtics play really, really well, I still think that they'd struggle a lot with Brooklyn, Milwaukee, or Philadelphia. The one team you could say of those 3 you'd feel maybe best about playing, even though they have the best record in the East, and it sounds silly, is Philadelphia, just because they've beaten them 2 of the past 3 years. I wouldn't pick the Celtics in that series, but the way the Celtics are playing now versus a week ago, at least I would go into it thinking the Celtics wouldn't embarrass themselves if they play like this. So, yeah, you can't say enough great things about how they've been playing. And hopefully that continues and they keep rolling, because as we mentioned last show, this isn't going to be an easy stretch of games that they have coming up. This was a hard one, and that they managed to come back from down 16 and beat a really, like I said, a red hot Steph Curry and red hot Warriors team. Survived 47 points from Steph Curry. Not easy to do. Not a lot of people take that and live to tell the tale. You get a little bit of a respite with Chicago next game, though it's not as well. Actually, Zach LaVine's out because of COVID. I was going to say it's not as easy of a game as you think, but you're playing Vucevic, who's still a good player, so you don't want that to be a trap game, because the back-to-back after that is a real bitch. Phoenix and Brooklyn, you have them back-to-back. Phoenix is in Boston, Brooklyn is on the road. So you really want to get this win against Chicago, because you got 2 A-plus level teams on the schedule after that. But I will be back on Monday after that Chicago game. Let's hope the Celtics continue to play really well. I see you in the chat, Hitman Hudson and Leonard Kim. Appreciate it always. I was down on the Celtics early in the game in Twitter, Hitman Hudson, because they were playing like crap. Fortunately, Jason Tatum kept them in the game that first quarter. That's the only reason they didn't get completely blown out, is because Jason Tatum was so hot in the first quarter and hot the whole game. So that shows great leadership too for Tatum, and why, again, I've been saying he's playing the best basketball of his career, because he wasn't getting any help, but he single-handedly kept the team in the game until the rest of the guys started to keep pace with him and play better. So that's another reason why Tatum's playing so well right now, is because he's able to step up and be that alpha in this nice little stretch here. So really encouraging to see that. But yeah, the first quarter wasn't looking good other than Tatum. And the Celtics really did a nice job recovering there, to their credit, and to Brad Stevens' credit. Good coaching. So that'll do it. I'll be back on Monday for Celtics Bulls. I appreciate everybody in the chat. I appreciate you all watching live. I appreciate you watching after the fact. Remember to give me a thumbs up. What's up, Glenn Caesar? Remember to subscribe, comment. I'll always comment back, and check it out on Monday. Great Celtics win. Great game of basketball. And I hope you enjoyed it, everybody. See ya.